Yeah, and I think what's also really interesting about what you've done too, I think the only ever time I've seen this was, I think when we read at the Academy Army at Dawn by, it was a Rick Atkinson, if I remember correctly, and where they highlighted the politics between like generals, for example, like Patton and Eisenhower didn't necessarily get along very well. Whereas, and then, but in your book, again, like, falling back on Lieutenant Gutierrez, like just the politics that took place where, getting mad at Captain Holt, for example, for, going too early. It's like, no, you should have done it at this time, where it's just all the absurdity that the absurdity behind, those type of interactions, which come out, which really, it creates a lot of cynicism. So I'd love to hear more about that, by the way, just like what's,
Yeah.
but with regards to cynicism, what do you think? Do you think that's something that people really would help better understand what the Army is all about in general?
Yeah, I mean, well, the Army is the largest corporation in America and a huge government bureaucracy, right? So there's this absurdism, and there's also this bureaucratic, norm of just making things so difficult sometimes to get
Right.
done. And also the fact that it's government and not private, sometimes metrics are just based off of phantasms, right? And not like money or anything sort of quantifiable. So that's where you often sometimes get into absurdities in the military, where it's, we took the town, we killed the bad guys. Yes, but we didn't do it according to the brigade top 15, fighting points, and you're like, why does that matter? But you see people get so sort of indoctrinated or just into that own little world that they can't think past then anymore what matters, because they become a careerist, they become a bureaucrat, and that, and I wanted to capture some of that absurdity and sometimes cynicism in the book, because although this book is about, the early fight in Iraq before the bureaucracy sort of took over, that's what I found towards the end, right? And that second deployment to Iraq, or later in my Army career, is that it wasn't so much anymore about results or war fighting or, how well you can shoot your weapons anymore, or do any of this like classic Army stuff. It was all just, how good can I look to the brigade commander? How much property have I turned in? How good are we for resiliency and other, just impossible to gauge metrics that then these later field grades, base their careers upon.